I'm back. So let's try this again. Sorry about that. And then how about he didn't even answer his freaking phone? I swear, children. Anyway, so let's start this over. Thank you for joining me. I hope everyone is having a fantastic afternoon, day so far. Thanks again for taking time out to join me again for a second time. This time I put my phone on Do Not Disturb so he can text me. Anywho, so as I was saying before, a lot of us, we go through things. Oftentimes, people don't know that we are going through certain things. And, you've always heard that old saying of when life throws you lemons, then you make lemonade with it. But, I'm going to kick that up a notch. Who there used to say that all the time? That chef that used to say that up. Let's take it up a notch. So we're gonna take this up a notch. When life throws us lemons, not only are we gonna make lemonade with them, we're gonna make lemon meringue pie. We're gonna make lemon bars, and we're gonna make a lemon chiffon cake or whatever, lemon drop cookies, whatever else you want to make with those lemons. That's what we are going to do. We are going to do it all. We're not going to allow the obstacles and the setbacks that happen in life. I mean, it's natural. Nobody's life is 100% perfect. I mean, nobody's, no matter how glamorous they may want you to think it is, or whatever, however it appears on social media, because you can be whatever you want to be on social media. But when you log out, you have to face reality. So what we're going to do is we're going to start thinking of, I'm going to give you guys a few tips, some of the things that I use, of course, sharing some of my life experiences, because I'm telling you, these lemons that my life been throwing at me, they not little bitty regular size lemons that I've been getting thrown at me. They have been more like softball size, genetically modified lemons or something, because these lemons that have been thrown at my life over these past year or so, I'm surprised at myself that I've been able to get up and dust myself off and keep going, and not just keep going, but keep going with a smile on my face and genuine love in my heart. Because I'm telling you guys, I have been, hey Brian, I have been hit so hard that you would have been like, you would not have been able to survive it. So, like I said, I'm going to share with you guys some of the things that I do, and what's been able to make me be able to persevere and overcome and get up and be willing to make that lemon meringue pie and that lemonade and those, lemon chiffon cookies and all that stuff with those lemons that are thrown at me. See, what I do is, as you get older, you become wiser. With age comes wisdom and maturity. So I'm going on 45. Yes, I will be 45 years old in 19 days now. Yeah, I can't believe it. Yeah, I can't believe it. Anyway, so some of the things that I have learned over my life is to not react so much to things that happen in my life. I mean, I used to be a complete reactor, meaning that I would hear something or something would happen to me, and then I would just immediately react to it. I mean, I would just blurt out whatever feelings that I had. I would just say it right then in the heat of the moment. And then, when you do things like that, it's kind of hard for you to take those things back when you lash out of emotion. So what I've learned to do is, again, like I said, not react, more so, but respond. So I will take some time and I will let things process. I will become a sponge, and I would take it all in, take it all in, take it all in. And then I would evaluate those things. So I would dissect them, but I don't take too long, because that was another, part of it. So on the one hand, I would react quickly And then on the other hand, I would take too long and I will overanalyze a situation to where I'm just like all screwed up. So I had to find a way to balance and meet in the middle that would work best for me. Not so much as for the other person who perpetrated whatever crime against me, but what worked for me. Being the oldest of 8 children, 8 kids, and being a single mom of 3, I have had a lot of things that I've had to be responsible for. So I have always put other people before my own needs. So when I came to finding that balance between reacting quickly or taking too long and overanalyzing things, that's when I really had to think about putting me. That was the balance, the middle ground, the common ground was putting me first. And again, not so much as worrying about how other people feel. Hey, Dr. Will, thanks. So not so much as worrying about how other people feel or how other people will react to my response. And once I found that middle ground and not feel guilty about thinking of me first, because I would literally feel guilty about putting myself first in any situation. Even if I was right and the other person was wrong, I would still try to see things and do things to please them. Yes, I was a people pleaser. I admit it. I, Lisa Marie, was a people pleaser. But guess what? I'm still a people pleaser. But guess what person I'm looking to please the most? That's me. You heard me right. That was my middle ground. That was the way for me to balance myself out by not overanalyzing the situation and by not reacting quickly to a situation, is by putting myself first, putting my health, my mental health, my emotional health, my physical health first and foremost. You know, like when you're on the plane and they go through the safety guide and everything with you, and they say you need to put your oxygen mask on first before trying to help somebody else. See, I was doing that backwards. I was putting their oxygen masks on first before I would put my own on. And it was at the point where I literally was at my deathbed before I realized I had to stop doing that. I had to stop doing that. So now when those, I'm not going to say golf ball size, when those softball sized lemons started being hurled at me, I mean, they didn't take a break. There was no reprieve. There was no breather. There was no time out, 15-second time out or anything like that for me to rest and recuperate and, regroup myself and go back out there. Them softball sized lemons just, like I said, were hurled at me left and right. I mean, they were like coming like 95 miles an hour at me. And I'm down on my hands and knees. And I had to say, you know what? Enough is enough. Stop. You are literally allowing yourself to be killed by these things. You can't continue like this. You cannot. You have I have 2 beautiful grandsons now. I had to think about me and start putting myself first. And that balance, again, like I said, I stopped reacting, because I would say the first thing that came to my mind, I was using social media. Hey, Roshan. I was using social media as my outlet as well. So I was just vent and I would put it all out there, and I did not care who's seen it, how they felt about it, or whatever else. But I also have to lead by example. I have children. I now have grandchildren. I am becoming a more wiser individual with my age. So I had to lead by example, and you have to practice what you preach. I can't be saying, oh, you need to persevere through things or whatever. You need to do this, you need to do that. But then again, I'm not practicing what I preach. I'm out there just hurling insults at people. I'm reacting to what's being thrown at me. So what I would do is I take 1 to 2 days to process things. And then if it warrants a response, then I will respond, because I would have had time to let those things process before responding. And then I don't use social media to do those things. If I'm having an issue with a particular individual, I then take it directly to that individual and not use social media as a tool, because when you do that, you're only given one side of the story. See, there's 3 sides to every situation. You got their side, your side, and the truth. You're only making it one-sided. Then you're bringing other people into it, and that just makes it worse. There's no recouping. See what I'm saying? When you react first, how things can get all screwed up and you can't fix it. So take some time. Walk away from a situation, breathe, process. Then if it warrants a response, then you are able to give it a mature, well thought out response. And it's all better. You see what I'm saying? You feel better. Because oftentimes a lot of those softball sized lemons that were thrown at me, they didn't warrant a response. What they did was they warranted prayer for strength for me to make it through them. And I just left it at that. And that's okay. Everything does not need a response to it. You don't have to respond to everything. If somebody is saying something negative about you, you know it's not true. Those people that really know you know it's not true, so don't respond to it. That's what's going to help you be able to deal with those lemons, because they're still going to come. But see, what's going to happen is they're going to shrink, so they're no longer going to be softball size lemon. And I mean, like big old softball. They're no longer going to be those softball size lemons. Pretty soon, those lemons are going to be so tiny, they're going to be like the speck of a grain of sand or something. You're no longer going to feel them. They're just going to bounce right on off of you, and you're going to be able to keep going with that smile on your face, with that joy and love in your heart, because you've been able to master. And you're just going to be taking those lemons in. You're going to put on that glove. You're going to catch those lemons, and you're going to take them lemons and go right on up in your kitchen. And you're going to make whatever you need to make out of those lemons. And you're going to keep it moving. They're not going to stop you. So, again, like I said, we all have things that are thrown our way. How we deal with those things and how we learn from those things and how we move on from those things is what's important. Hey, Tony, you're not going to, like I said, those softball lemons that was thrown at me, I literally just was like, I don't know how I'm going to make it from this. I don't know. And when I gave myself some time to think, then I was able to, let my brain work and find a solution. Find a way for me to deal with that and overcome with it. And like I said, a lot of those lemons did not warrant a response, and so I didn't give that my energy. And then I don't dwell on it either. I let it go, That's another key to being able to, you know, utilize those lemons and turning them around for you, is don't dwell on them. Once you've given them that time and you've evaluated them, let it go. Just let it go. Breathe. Your shoulders, for one, are going to be happy. Your back is going to be happy. You're going to be happier. And when you're happy, I mean, when you're genuinely happy with yourself, everybody's going to see it. They're going to love it. And they're going to want it. They're going to want to know, what did you do? I remember, you know, such and such was going on. Well, how did you make it through that? Everybody, you know, I always get people saying, I don't know how you made it through that. That would have killed me. You know, I just told somebody yesterday, maybe it's a Detroit thing. You know, giving up is not in my DNA. So allowing those lemons to knock me out and take me out, it didn't mesh well. It didn't gel well with me and my spirit and who I am as a person. So that's all I want to share with you guys today. My brat of a son decides he wants to start texting me and bothering me because he has nothing better to do but to bother his mother. Anyway, I hope that what I have shared with you guys have been helpful. If it has, please, 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 by all means, let me know. Drop a comment below. If you have any questions, if you want to know a little bit more about how to go about doing those things, just hit me up. Let me know. I'm always here. Well, not always, because I do sleep and I read and I do other things that don't involve social media, but you know what I mean. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for joining me, and I will chat with you all later. Bye-bye.